Hey guys, evening. How are you guys doing out there? Welcome back to the Bennett Bros Wrestling Corner. I am one of your hosts. I'm from the kid, Chris Bennett.
There's the other one. Oakland 3 Malcolm Bennett.
Yeah, and don't mind me, guys. I'm eating some fries. Starting up a little late, but no worries. Like we did promise, same Wrestling Corner day, same Wrestling Corner channel. So we're here to talk about a few things talk about a few things, topics today on the corner, but also talk about what's going on. So how you guys been enjoying the past, I guess 2.5, 2.25 hours and 50 minutes of Raw. We'll get into a little bit more of that later. But the topics for today, we're going to talk about, one of them being best comebacks in wrestling.
Right.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I heard some news today that Seth Rollins' curb stomp has been banned from the WWE. Wow. And of course, being that this Sunday is Extreme Rules.
Yeah, came that question.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some past
Moments, matches of the event's history.
Yeah. So as of right now, we got Seth in the ring with Dolph, and these guys gonna turn it up, get quick. But
it came down to these two at Survivor Series.
But I think first of all, let's talk about this this curb stomp being banned. Malcolm told me this earlier today, and I was like, really? Wow.
Yeah, found out. I found out. In the Bennett Brothers chat room, Steve popped in, and he said, yeah, Seth Rollins' curse time was banned. And at first I was thinking he maybe got mixed up with, Randy Orton's RKO being banned for the match. But I ain't saying, he saw it in some group and everything. So I just typed in Seth Rollins, and that was one of the most recent articles about him. But yeah, so I checked the articles on WrestleZone.com, and talk about how the WWE is going to ban the curb stomp, and how, if you noticed on last week's show on his Titantron, all the clips of him using the curb stomp was edited out. So I'm thinking, man, they're really gonna ban this. And I asked the question, how long before the DDT is banned from the WWE? I understand that WWE wants to protect their guys and girls, as any wrestler coming, or just any sport, federation or association, you name it, wants to protect, their investments, their assets, their players. But, I never heard anything about people getting hurt by Seth Rollins' curb stomp. I wasn't hearing any injuries from it.
If you think about it, it's like, I've said it. I told Malcolm earlier, I was like, WWE is becoming too overprotective of their co-workers. You got to remember, these guys and girls are professionally trained, and even though they can get hurt, I understand that. But if you think about it, Seth's curb stomp, his version is a lot different than some of the versions I've seen that look worse.
Yes, the first ever popular version of the most standard version of the curb stomp is not even Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' one is a running curb stomp. The more common curb stomp is the one made by Super Dragon, and then later on adopted by cheerleader Melissa, where it's a inverted surfboard.
Wait. Say that name again.
Cheerleader Melissa. And it's where somebody that they do an inverted surfboard. You know, like they're gonna do a Romero stretch, but instead when they pull back on the arms and they thrust the person's face and head first into the mat. So unlike Seth Rollins' curb stomp, the victim's arms are basically trapped. You know, they're basically, you know, indisposable. No, I don't think he's right. But still, with Rollins' curb stomp, you've seen some people are able to like to brace themselves by putting their hand on the mat, or they at least turn a little bit to the side, or in John Case just jump up with it. So, looking at the original form of the curb stomp, looking at Seth Rollins, that form is more painful, and it has led to some concussion because what Shimmer taping? It was Melissa versus Athena. They had to end the match a little prematurely because when she did the curse on Athena suffered a concussion. So, oh yeah,
it's the back of your head, guys.
It's the back of your head again. There's back end or upright, right, like right here, getting pushed down, and your head and face just smacking her. Not your hand,
because she has your hands.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, she has your body. She has you by the wrist.
And she lifts you up and
pulls you back, and then just thrusts you right into the mat. It has been done in WWE because Paul Burchill, when he came back with Katie Lee, used to do it. He had a mean one too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was taken aback. I'm like, really? They're going to ban Seth Rollins' curb style? So it makes me wonder, because is he going to go to his Seth Walker, which has now become his signature move, or the Phoenix Splash, which he's done on a couple of occasions?
Phoenix.
But I also think it takes away from, you know, his character, because he's really established himself as, you know, opportunist. And that's a good move. Any move where you can come in quick, hit quick, and get the job done is a great move for opportunity. It worked for Edge with all his money in the bank, briefcase cash-ins. He just had to spare. But however, they said that WWE might, if they're not going to ban it, they might just have it be used like for special occasions, like to tell a story. And if that's the case, I have no problem. They almost like the punt. When it's done, it's like to take somebody out for a couple of weeks, or, you know, a concussion, or you know, injury storyline. That will get that. I have no problem with that. But if Seth Rollins' curb stomp is going to be banned, what the hell is that? I just gotta say, I do not agree with that move. I do not agree with that decision at all.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, because I understand. Once again, you know, they banned the pile driver. We're talking about the classic pile driver that Jerry Lawler and all those greats used. I mean, so far they haven't banned Tombstone, but you see them ban that. And with this, I just feel that this is just a little weird at best. I don't agree with it either. I really think that the WWE is becoming maybe a little too bit overprotective. It's like a very overprotective mother. But we'll see where it goes. But like Malcolm and them said, like, what's next? The DDT? Because speaking of which, it just happened. You know, it's like the DDT is going to be next. You know, it's all about professionalism, and these guys are professional. And yeah, they can get hurt, but when everybody we've seen get the curb stomp, you can clearly see, okay, they're able to protect themselves a bit, but make it legit. That okay, that was a good one. You know, Cena does it. You know, he'll jump up with Seth, then come down. So you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's our thoughts on the banning of the curb stomp. Not sure if it is true or it's not true. you know, sometimes you can't always trust these websites, you know, maybe as legit as they are. But before we move on to the next topic, I saw somebody in there. Yeah, see, I knew it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, multiple arrests. Yeah, multiple arrests and research reporting today that TNA is expecting to run a planned tour of China. Same sources have conflicting reports about the actual planned time frame.
So TNA will be in China before WWE. Wow.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh my God, they haven't done a show. They haven't done a show in China. They've always done in Japan.
Yeah, they've done in Japan, but not in China. So thank you, Nathan, about that. Let's see what else we got here. 25 Kid.
Do you think WWE let Seth use his old move he used and run around of God's last gift or have him use that shit? See, somebody brought that up, and I thought about that too. God's last gift is his small package driver. It's actually in. Oh my!
Here it comes.
It's actually one of the added moves in WWE 2K14. It's called a small package driver in the game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, here we go.
Ow! Well, I guess there we go. That's gonna be Seth. That's gonna
like almost like a double arm DDT.
Freaking! I'm trying. It's like, you know, Lita. You know, the kick back.
Yeah, kick.
But instead of with the DDT, instead of falling back, he's gonna fall in his front. Like, yeah. But to be quite honest, God's last gift. That's why it's funny. God's last gift. It looks more painful than the curb stomp. I mean, if you do, like, for instance, it's surprising that WWE is, you know, allow Steen to do. I still sound surprised that I thought WWE would say, Steen, you can't do your pump handle neck breaker, but
Triple H.
Wait a minute, Triple H gonna get RKO.
This is different. So
Oh, look at Nate. Okay, that isn't gonna work as a replacement for the curb stomp.
All right, so before we move on, let's see what Triple H is gonna say.
He's gonna cut a long-winded promo.
This Sunday, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
So his face. Yeah.
Now, while we have a second, let's take.
Oh.
I just proved that I'm the man by dismantling Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
And this Sunday, it's out on a steel cage and Extreme Rules. I'm going to prove that this is my WWE, and I am the man when I pin Randy Orton's shoulders to this man.
Nobody was there about makeup. Submit air.
As the gatekeeper, completely useless and obsolete.
Oh.
No, somebody say you might as well add Kane into the match. Yeah. You know, he didn't do anything to earn it, but
Get out of his way, stupid.
Where'd your legs come from? Hey,
your dumbass don't get out of the ring, right? Look, he's standing in the ring. How stupid is he?
He told them to do that.
Oh. Oh, okay. He told him to do that?
Song.
Oh, okay. It's still stupid.
Now you gotta watch those spikes.
Those
Now.
spike, yeah, that's what. And guess who's in the ring with him? Hello. Dun, dun, dun. Get out of there. Over the door. Over there. Gosh. Back.
Run, skunk head.
Run, skunk head.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at this one. Look at it. Oh!
Too bad you can't do that. That could have been a nice end.
Yeah. Look at Bull. Don't get it down. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Okay. We kind of got a little bit of indication of what is the replacement, and this kind of goes out to 24 2K kid, 25. Sorry. I don't like that. That don't work for me. We're seeing too many heels definitely with some sort of DDT-like move now.
Rollins. Who else is another one that got a DDT move? Ambrose is a face.
Okay, Invictus that's Tony. Oh.
I'm telling you, Invictus. I think Seth Rollins. He told them to lock that to bring the cage down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You would think Rollins would be afraid of lowering the cage since that last time he was almost killed. Yeah. When that spike almost came down on him.
You gonna turn it off? Turn it off. The door TV on, right?
It's still here.
Yeah. What was it? Oh yeah. All right. So we talked about the curb stomp being banned. We kind of already got an indication of what I guess his new finisher is. I don't like it.
She should. I think Jillian just said that Seth Walker.
So the next thing we're going to talk about definitely is
best comeback.
Best comebacks in wrestling.
Comebacks, meaning this is probably either after a return, either after being gone from a company and coming back to a company, injury. Maybe a retirement, after coming back from retirement.
Maybe hiatus, taking a sabbatical.
Oh, no, I don't count. If it's part of storyline, I don't count that. Like, for instance, like when Benoit went on a sabbatical, he just took out.
Okay, no, I'm talking about somebody like what happened to, like, Rock. He was out of there.
Yeah, but he wasn't taking a sabbatical. We thought at one point it looked like a permanent retirement. So, yeah, case like Rock. So, yeah, okay, for me, for starters, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels coming back in 2002, which, as he has said, was not the initial plan for it to be that long. First he only wanted just that one match with Hunter at SummerSlam, which is one of my favorite matches of all time. And one thing led to it. Next, it led to Elimination Chamber, and it led to going against Jericho and all the other stuff. And to be quite honest, I was talking with Nate, I think like 2 days ago or a day ago about Shawn Michaels. I think we were talking about a case of, he feels Shawn Michaels would be remembered differently if he had not had that comeback. He feels if he had not had that comeback, he would probably only just be remembered by Montreal Screwjob. That's it. And how he was a jerk in the back and, used all the politics. And you know what? That's hard to argue because let's face it, if that was the found nail in Shawn Michaels, in his career, that Montreal Screw, that was like the biggest thing that ever happened in his career. Yeah, that'd be the only thing I remember. Like, Yeah, he was in the ladder match, but yeah, that SOB, he screwed Brett. That would be it. But him coming back, and not only when he came back, not only did he come back in the ring, he also saved his life.
Yeah.
That old born again Christian wasn't a gimmick.
Yeah, it wasn't a gimmick.
It wasn't a gimmick.
That some wrestlers think it was.
No, yeah, no. Gregory Help one time accused that of being a gimmick. I just maybe think he may have a personal problem with Shawn Michaels at one time and just try to let his anger out. I don't know, but that wasn't a gimmick. He got through his drug problems. He saved his life. He basically transformed into a different Shawn Michaels, a better Shawn Michaels. And you can say that his matches, and here's the thing, I can say that I saw the beginning and end of Shawn Michaels' last run instead of saying I saw the beginning of his career in amateur, because the beginning of his career on television really starts back with when they were the Rockers, with the Midnight Rockers.
That's my era.
That was back when they weren't even in WWE.
Yeah.
And then when they came to WWE, the Rockers.
Yeah, that's
but
my time.
I can say that I've seen all of mostly Shawn Michaels' best matches, because before he got hurt, his best matches, people will always say ladder match, the Iron Man match, and probably him versus Diesel, best friend, bitter enemies.
I'm surprised they don't talk too much about him and Mr. Perfect, because that was actually a good match too.
Yeah, those like underrated gems, but his best matches, people, ladder, Iron Man, that's probably it.
Pretty much.
The ladder and the Iron Man match. The ladders matches and the Iron Man match. But then you look back when he comes back, Triple H unsanctioned. First elimination chamber, still my favorite elimination chamber. Jericho at WrestleMania 19.
He had a couple of Jericho. You should just put those all together.
Well, remember him and Jericho, they only had like a handful of matches.
Yeah, but all of them handful of matches were great.
Yeah, they were great. But starting off with the WrestleMania 19. Yeah. You got WrestleMania 19. You got him versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania. Him versus Undertaker. Him versus Ric Flair. Even him versus Cena when they went for an hour. Yeah. Which blew out their WrestleMania match. And then you got, Jericho, the ladder match at No Mercy 2008, which is probably one of my all-time favorite ladders, if not from a pay-per-view. No Mercy 2008, I always say, I recommend to watch the last two No Mercies, No Mercy 2007 and No Mercy 2008. No Mercy 2008, the flow of that pay-per-view is unfathomable. It's just so great. So much. Even Matt Hardy and Mark Hill, which kicked off the show, was a good match. So you look at all these, Shawn Michaels had these matches when he came back in 2002 and it lasted all the way to 2010. He had all these great matches. He even had a great match with Chris Masters. Got the best out of Chris Masters before Chris actually started to get better when he came back. Who can forget the super kick of doom, on Shelton Benjamin.
Which he got it twice.
Yeah, but the first one, he got fatality. So yeah, Shawn Michaels. Hey, Dano. So yeah, Shawn Michaels was at Shawn Michaels comeback 2002 to 2010. Russell started SummerSlam 2002, ended WrestleMania 26. He was almost like Jordan. I call Shawn Michaels the Jordan of professional
wrestling. JR even called him that.
When? In the podcast?
Yeah, he called him that too. He's like, you're like the Michael Jordan.
I call Shawn Michaels the Michael Jordan of professional wrestling.
He came back. It was better than ever.
Yeah.
Jordan came back, won 3 more rings.
Yeah. Now, so I was like, are you talking about when Jordan came back for the Wizards? I'm like, no, I know, but it was not that bad. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. No, I'm just talking about
he didn't have the power.
I'm just talking about Jordan and Michaels. On their comeback, They didn't lose a step. There was no rust. There was no rust. Some people they come back as rust.
And the feuds he had really were worth it. All the feuds he's had was worth it. I mean, the one with Randy Orton, Jericho, you know,
the Jericho feud I've always said
probably better.
The Jericho 2008 feud still to me is probably, if not one of, probably the best feud of the PG era, because that's when that feud started. It was at the inception of the PG era, so it was crazy that the stuff they were doing was, again, friend. You got Shawn Michaels with the bloody eye match at Great American, the last Great American match before it became the match, and then Rebecca getting punched. Like, this ain't PG. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So
seriously,
the only feud Shawn Michaels had when he came back that. It maybe wasn't because of Shawn Michaels and Batista. I just don't know what the writing was.
Yeah,
I was
about to say that.
After Ric Flair got retired,
because first it started out with him being upset because
Shawn Michaels retired. And at the time, I'm thinking, okay, this is of course going to lead to a heel turn with Batista. Then Shawn Michaels feigns injury.
Yeah, feigns
injury. And then Batista. Then Batista. No, before even the fan. No, this is not about Ric Flair. It's about how you got to a top. Thinking, what?
Yeah, look at that. Like, this just did a 360 already. I'm like, wait a minute.
But mostly all Shawn Michaels feuds. Then Jericho feud. They were great. You got to come back.
Yeah, I got a couple. Well, I guess one in particular, I'd definitely say I'll definitely say The Rock. But I'll leave him for that. But even though it was only for two matches, gotta say Ricky Steamboat. Come on. I grew up with Ricky Steamboat, so I seen him in his prime, and to see him, even though it was kind of weird, thinking guys, we see Jericho wrestling guys who are way out of their prime, and you got Piper and Snuka.
I've had no business in that match.
As much as I love Jimmy Snuka, it's just like, Jimmy, please. And you got Ricky Steamboat, who is an official for the WWE. He comes back, and we don't see him in the ring for that match. Then all of a sudden, he gets tagged in, and he just starts clicking like old Ricky Steamboat, them deep arm drags, and I'm like,
what's funny is I always say about that match. When he got tagged in, it was almost like the crowd sensed it before we did while we were watching. It's like they sensed that. So when he got tagged, that crowd blew up, and I'm thinking, I'm just thinking, they just tagging me because they just going because all right, we haven't seen Ricky Dragon Steamboat in a match in a while. But then I'm thinking maybe they know something because he got tagged, and the first thing he did was run on the apron, climb on top. I'm thinking, you saw how quick he did that?
Yeah, and I'm just like, and it just starts clicking, click, 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 click. And like, Ricky, if you watch Ricky as long as I have, guys, he does those hard arm drags, deep arm, and he was clicking, and I'm like, yo, where's this coming from?
Jumped over the top rope on Jericho.
And it just really, and it was almost to the point you start hearing the crowd, you still got it. And it was just, I was like that myself, like, yo, where did this come from? And it's almost to the point, it was like, no disrespect to the others legends, but y'all can leave.
Yeah, it was almost
y'all can leave.
Yeah, it was almost like, what was the point of having Piper and Snuka? And then it led to then he had a multi tag match with Cena and them, and then Backlash coming, him versus Jericho. Which when you see that match, you're like, you might as well just would have had that match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was just like, and it was there. It made me very proud and happy to be a Ricky Steamboat fan, but also seeing him from back in the days and watching him now, and just glad because for me, guys, you all should know this. It's very hard for me to see the wrestlers that I grew up with, and every day I look in the paper or I look on the newsreels on the internet and stuff, and they're one passed away. You know, it's just like I'm losing all the guys that I watched since I was a kid, since I was 5 years old, and now and then with Ricky is, I thank God that he's still around, and he just showcased that, you know, old school is cool, and when you're seasoned, you can still go. And not only that, he's going with somebody who is, you know, Jericho was what, in his early 40s or so, or
I don't think
the early late 30s,
yeah,
late 30s. So, you know, and Jericho, the ultimate professional he is, showcasing that he can go with somebody like Ricky Steamboat was just great. So that was one comeback that I thought was great. I really enjoyed when Ricky Steamboat came back and showcased the dragon's not dead. His fire still burns bright, and so that was really good. That was a good one. You guys can give your favorite comebacks as well, so don't be afraid to put them down in the comment section. What was you gonna say?
Another good comeback.
Shit, put the list.
Good comeback. You know, looking right there, and be quite honest, you think about it, Sting. And I'm not talking about this comeback now. Not talking about that. That wasn't necessarily a comeback. That was a debut for WWE. But I'm talking about when Sting came back to, well, when he debuted, I should say debuted in TNA, that was a comeback because he had not wrestled, I don't think, for a while because, you know, WCW, you know, he stayed away from wrestling a bit. So when he came to TNA, that was a comeback.
Yeah, that's right. That was.
And for me, that's kind of where my time of watching Sting starts. Yeah, I knew who Sting was because of the WCW games and watching a little bit before WCW ended. But I can say I mostly saw his TNA career from the beginning to end. So that's where my memories of Sting matches start from. Yeah, and the matches I saw him with, you know, Jeff Jarrett. You know, no, let me take that back. Let me say a little bit more better because Jeff Jarrett is not a bad wrestler. No, his match with Jeff Jarrett, you know, definitely his match with Kurt Angle. I loved it. Those two had such great chemistry. You know, the matches he had with Joe. They only had a couple, but the ones they had, especially the one at Bound for Glory. And to show that, you know, Sting, and when Sting won, I believe, from Jarrett, I believe he just turned 50. So I was like, oh, shoot. And that's when he got back in really great shape, when he started wrestling back with no shirt for a little bit. You know, the little matches he had with, you know, Kurt Angle and Christian, the triple threat matches, and also with Abyss. You know, that feud got a little bit weird with all that bit. I know that you shot your father 9 times, but I'm thinking, what? Wait, like, what is that? So why he's not pregnant, get like in jail or something? So yeah, Sting's return, Sting comeback, you know, which was his debut Sting started from his debut in TNA, was a really good comeback.
He had a good one. Being the fact that, yeah, like you said, your tenant with him is more of his, as much with me. I've seen him with WCW and up until then. But yeah, Sting, I definitely agree. Sting did have a good comeback, like, because he didn't go to the next ship.
He didn't go to WWE.
He didn't go to
2001.
Yeah, he didn't go.
Let's see, 25K. Do you think in 2009 they could have booked a Steamboat versus Jericho match at Mania and made for IC title? Well, okay, let's look. Well, I say yes, book Steamboat versus Jericho at WrestleMania, but at that time, JBL was Intercontinental Champion. He's already in something with Rey Mysterio. So if we're going to put it as yes, everything else at WrestleMania stands, then no, I don't think it would not be for an Intercontinental title. But the funny thing is, Jericho eventually did become IC champion later on that year and had a one hell of a feud with Rey Mysterio. So maybe it could happen then, but definitely WrestleMania. Now look at you watch that Backlash, and you're like, that match should have been on. Be quite honest, Backlash 2009. I've always said, and I stand by it. Backlash 2009's overall pay-per-view, which is the last Backlash, by the way, was better than WrestleMania 25. WrestleMania 25, I still think, is one of the biggest disappointments in WrestleMania. Why? Because it had so much freaking potential to be one of the best. You look at that card, you're like, man, this had to be a really, really good WrestleMania. And then you watch it like, it's basically almost like a one-match show. And that's Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Let me see. Got another set of...
If I cared. My favorite comeback has to be The Rock on Raw on February 14th with Chris Jericho's son, because it was great to see my childhood favorite, and the actual comeback was great. Also, okay, so yeah, I guess he's going, yeah, because that's basically where The Rock's comeback starts.
Yeah.
It starts from that February 14th show. And for Jericho, yeah, his latest, Jericho's had a couple of comebacks, but you can count the 2007 like a real, because he was gone for 2 years. Yeah. So, yeah, that was like a real comeback. So,
yeah. Rock definitely started there, and then it started work. I mean, it's just like, you look at The Rock.
As if he never left.
No, he never left.
He showed that he still got the staying power.
Yeah.
I know his catchphrases are still relevant.
It'll pop. And the thing about it is, guys, you know, hey, boy, look, I got nothing against it, you know, but it was good to see Rock again. And, you know, then, you know, him having that sort of tag match with Cena.
Well, to be quite honest, that was actually his first comeback.
Yeah,
that was actually his first. That was his comeback match.
And you thinking, okay, he's been out of the ring for long, you know. And when you see stuff like
these arm drags, which
like,
you really never saw Rock do.
Yeah, you really don't see Rock
only when he was Rocky Mountain. When he came The Rock,
he wasn't doing it. You know, you seen him do these deep arm drags, and it's like, whoa, you know, because the worst thing about when you don't see a wrestler, your favorite wrestler, for years, and then they finally come back is, ring rust. So you know that, quote unquote, his or her opponent has to do more to take care of said wrestler. And with this, it was like Rock, I'm just stepping out for a while, but I'll be back. Came right back and was, you know, and I'm not saying that Miz and Truth are bad, you know. It was just like,
what are you trying to say?
It was just like, whoa, like this dude, you know.
Monday Night Jaw. Hey, you guys up in Mount Vernon, New York.
No, what is it, VA?
Yeah.
No, Washington. Yeah.
I'm down in Oli or Ola. Nope.
No, sir. We're in. I know there's a bunch of Mount Vernons. That's the thing. We're in Mount Vernon, New York. We're New Yorkers. Not VA or Washington State. I know that one too. But yeah, you know, with The Rock coming back, you know, it was great. It was really good to see, you know, and I've always loved The Rock. I have none but respect for Mr. Johnson. You know, he's showcasing. He's probably the one true guy that has had a stellar career in Hollywood, and
that comes from wrestling.
You know, literally, he's a leading man. He's not co-star. You know, he's not a co-star. You know, he's actually leading. You know, somebody, that started with Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant. You know, and yeah, the Princess Bride, Andre was great in that movie, and I always love that movie. It's a cult favorite of mine. But Hogan had a few movies, but they ain't really. I vaguely remember a lot of them. The only one I really care about is No Holds Barred, because that stayed in his element. That catered to his element, to what he was. But Rock, showcased that he can do comedy. He can do family stuff, which a lot of people say he needs to stop doing.
Yeah, which some people like, yeah, he almost got too attached to that.
And he can do action. And you know, the fact is, he's gearing up to play Black Adam, which I think all us comic fans have been saying he should be playing. It's about damn time. So yeah, Rock has showcased. You know, he's a good triple double card. Like Jericho's done the music and wrestling. His acting is, you know.
I never really got. See, I can't even comment on Jericho's acting because
some of his acting.
The only time I saw him in that one movie, only thing I saw him do was smirk, and that was it. And he had some creepy looking hair.
But other than that, you know, Rock definitely had a good comeback. Let's see who else another good comeback. You did Sting.
I did Sting, but
then we read.
Didn't Rock count as your comeback?
I guess, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, your turn.
I'm not even gonna go with a wrestler because obviously I would go with Steve Austin.
Yeah, I was about to put Steve in there
when he came back in 2000. But
can we call Triple H?
Triple H 2002 comeback from 2002 on. Or then somebody would say, well, it didn't really only start really getting good until. Because all they did was just have that strangle on the belt. But I'm not going to go with a wrestler. 2012 from now to now, Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman's comeback.
What a comeback! What a comeback to
yes.
wrestling.
Yes.
I mean, his promos are be quiet. He is the best mic worker on WWE today. When it's a Paul Heyman promo, I know it's gonna be too long, but there's some things he'll say that I would jump. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember. So or something I'm gonna laugh at. Let me conquer.
Yeah,
conquered. I'm like, oh.
And he starts breathing. It's like, yo, calm down, Paul. Like, yo, Paul, like, breathe, Paul, breathe.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah,
my name is Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman. I guess we can even say, in a sense, honorable mention. I would give a little bit to Undertaker when he first came back. When he later, like 2007.
Wait, what? Yeah, Taker's had so many comebacks.
Yeah, but that's an honorable mention.
But Taker's just an honorable. He's not in there
because it's like he's never really been gone so long.
Yeah, he has. He was out from '99 and he came back as the biker. He was out for a couple of months.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about after the biker.
After the biker, yeah. Okay, let's see. If you be quite honest, you can count him coming back as a dead man because
that's what I mean. Like, yeah, when he came back dead man and you just saw like this dude had a transformation.
Basically, Undertaker's comeback. Undertaker's had so many times that he's going to come back. But when he came back as the dead man, I believe to say probably 2 years after he came back as the dead man, that is when he just started having these real class matches. Still to this day, I have to watch in its entirety. There's No Way Out 2006 match against Kurt freaking Angle. Everywhere you put a No Way Out 2006, man, this match should have been at WrestleMania. This match should have been at WrestleMania. They're saying that this match was going to be at WrestleMania, but it didn't happen. So matches with, maybe Shawn Michaels. And the series he had with Batista, which really helped Batista. Really did. Because Batista at that point, but coming into Taker, it was a match with Kennedy, and he kind of had a couple of bad matches with Booker, for the title. So he really needed something to really, get back. And him and Taker, WrestleMania 23. I was not expecting that match to be that good. And that match started with a bang. Then the last man standing match they had. Then the cage match. Then
he tried to do it again.
Yeah, in the back. And see, that's why I liked the Undertaker Batista feud. And to be quite honest, it's the same thing I liked about his feud the next year with Edge. Because it was consistency. It was continuity within the matches. Meaning, if for instance, at WrestleMania 23, the match started off with Batista spearing Undertaker right off the bat. Started off hot. Backlash comes. He tries it again and gets booted right in the face. Then at Cyber Sunday, he does try to go over the spear again and take over the boot, and Batista dodges it. So it was like, oh shoot, okay, continuity. Okay, I like that in a series match. Like, yeah, the thing that worked in the last match doesn't work in the next match. I like continuity within matches. The Undertaker vs. Kurt Angle should have been at WrestleMania instead of No Way Out of that year, in my opinion. Yeah, you see, see, you know, one thing I remember about that match is the ending, where Undertaker had the triangle choke, and Kurt Angle basically jackknife pinned him while still in the triangle and pinned Undertaker's shoulders in the mat, and Taker cornered him. You know, I got your number.
I had your number. I had your number.
And then they had a rematch on SmackDown where Undertaker was going to definitely win the tombstone. And that's when freaking Mark Henry interfered. And that's what led to that casket match, which led to one of my most funny promos of Mark Henry. You know, I destroyed who I want. Well, I destroyed who I what I want. When to whoever I want.
Wait, what's it? Happy for 2015 anyway. Right? Yeah.
I just throw who I want when I want whoever I want.
Yeah.
That casket match.
It's bad. Remember when he came back?
Yeah, when Undertaker came back down forgiven on 7.
Who attacks him again?
Well, after the steel cage match, Mark Henry attacked, and that's what led to Edge cashing in. Then 2000, late in the year, 2007, Unforgiven, and yes, the only time Mark Henry really headlined a pay was just because of the Undertaker. It really had nothing to do with Mark Henry. I'm sorry, it really had to do something with Taker. And that's what I say. How does Taker's match headline with Mark Henry, but Triple H or Rey Mysterio's return? Because Bunny, in 2007, you had 3 returns. You had, actually 4. You had 3 from injury. Rey Mysterio, Triple H, and Undertaker. Undertaker. So, yeah, in that match, if there's any match I want to get a laugh at because it's that bad, or is this thing funny, it's that match. But Mark Henry, he's trying to lift onto a body slam, and his arm is underneath Undertaker's body. And then when he gets freaking latched right, you see him about to, it's like, yo. So, yes, those are, so I guess it'll be okay for 3 for each comebacks. But yeah, anybody, we're not really talking about, in terms of comeback, we're not talking they made a one-time appearance. No, it was it's a comeback run.
How about Jeff Hardy?
Which one? When he came back to WWE?
When he came back to WWE
in 2006, because let's face it, coming out of WWE from 2006, that run, he did something that he did not do in his previous run. He became a main eventer.
Yeah,
he became a world champion. He became a world champion. So, yeah, Jeff, heck, to be quite honest, even Jeff Hardy's comeback in TNA, and I'm not talking about when he came back in TNA in 2010. No, I'm talking about when he came back after the Victory Road incident, where when he came in all intoxicated and everything. When he came back from that, because that was like a real redemption for him, because yes, we know Jeff had his, problems with drugs and everything, but it was never at an event. And that was on live pay-per-view that he came out intoxicated to the point where they had to rush to finish, and basically Sting had to really pin him to the mat 1, 2, 3 and everything, and the pay-per-view ended 30 minutes before it was supposed to. So yeah, that comeback when he did the whole redemption angle and he came back and then he won the Bound for Glory series and then he won the TNA World Championship from Austin Aries. That comeback. The Jeff Hardy, has had 2 good comebacks. One just come back to a company, and the other one be coming back from a real big, basically big obstacle or a big F up, because yeah, he effed up at Victory 2011. When I remember that night, I'm hearing people, man, you know, with Jeff Hardy, I'm thinking, man, what happened to Jeff Hardy? And then somebody had a clip of it, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he's really intoxicated. And you can tell this guy, he's not all there. You know, he knows he's supposed to have a match, but I don't think he know what the hell he's supposed to be doing. So yeah, man. So
Jeff Hardy definitely put up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always been some good comebacks.
So yeah, we're talking about So once again, we're talking about comeback runs, not, for instance, like anytime Austin makes a surprise return.
No, that's
a surprise appearance. Another comeback run would be, for instance, Hulk Hogan in 2002 when he came back with the NW. That was a comeback run because
it turned back to the ring.
Yeah, because no, just period. Because remember, WCW was gone over with, so he didn't come right away. He came a couple of months after. Yeah, stuff like that. We're not talking about like I said, like for instance, when Jake the Snake, which was a good surprise return when he came back for old school Raw and see him smiling and it's like, oh man, I haven't seen Jake smile, and that was great.
That made my day.
Or the Warriors last year, which unfortunately who would have thought would have been the last time we would personally see the Warriors. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, no, it's a run. They come back and it's for one last run. I've heard one more example. I think one of the most in terms of wrestling, Goldust.
Yeah.
Man, that is a great example.
That is a great example.
Especially when your comeback when he almost eclipses mostly anything you did prior. That's the mark of a good comeback.
Goldust literally found, I guess, the fountain of youth or something.
Because man,
he just, as JBL said, he's turned back the hand of time because he's more
quicker,
fluent in the ring now than when he first came as Goldust. I don't count that.
That's when he was at his head.
I don't count Black Rain, and I don't care about Black Rain. One time I actually care.
Man, he put that freaking rat in the bag and messed up a business thing.
That's funny to me. You see this? You see his abyss. And he's smacking the bag, and this rat's supposed to be biting him. And you just see his face because all you see is his eye. That had me laughing. That's funny. But no, I don't count Black Rain though. I don't care about that. It's supposed to be his darker side, but I don't care about that. But yeah, Dustin had a good comeback as well.
He came back in 2013.
Mm-hmm. So definitely count that.
Now on to
you guys can keep putting your comebacks on in the comment section.
And remember, they're comeback runs.
Yeah, runs and stuff.
Not just like for a surprise return or for a one-night show. Like for instance, once again, like with the NWO recently. Yeah, it was good but that's not a comeback run. It didn't it's not leading to anything. Still can't believe Hogan freaking took that fall. And even Scott Hall took that backdrop. I'm like, oh, and it's funny when freaking Nash fell already. I'm like already holding his leg.
Yeah, on to
some of my favorite moments / matches in the history of Extreme Rules. Now remember, Extreme Rules kind of goes back to, because the first time it was called Extreme Rules. Well, it became just Extreme Rules in 2009. But at one point, it was One Night Stand Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Stumbling off One Night Stand, the ECW was going to be a real ECW One Night Stand. But no, we're going back to, just talking when it was just, One Night Stand Extreme Rules. That's from 2007. Goldust's gimmick in TNA as Black or whatever you call it was just pointless and stupid. Yeah, that actually won worst gimmick, by the way. That actually won worst gimmick for that year. The dual, the darker side of Goldust, or the dual personality. Man. And he teamed up with Relic, who is Johnny the Bull Stamboli.
Relic.
Relic.
That means killer.
Relic. Relic. It's killer spell. I'm like, what the hell does that got to do? What is that? Why is that so important? Every time I write the name, Relic, that's killer spell. I'm like, oh my God. Now, what does that got to do with anything? Oh, I know one more. I know another example for good comeback. Not necessarily counts as well. No, yeah, it does as a comeback as a team. The Hardys.
Oh,
TNA. That counts as a comeback as a team. That's a Hardy comeback. The Hardy Boys coming back, not them. Because they've been even before they came back, they were wrestling. But TNA, that counts as a Hardy Boys comeback together as a team. And man, I mean, you know, you can say they're better than they were as a Hardys, you know, in their heyday. Remember when they did that elevated twist of fate?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, they never did that back in the past. You know, and I love their theme. You know, you can ask Chris. The past 2 days, I've been listening to it. You know, I still thought Jeff was saying creatures mount up. He's saying creatures bow down. I'm like, I don't know if that goes by bow down. That kind of sounds like you
Just a thing.
But yeah, so a match that stands out to me in Extreme Rules, you know, chronology. Go back. I'm gonna start off, you know, we're gonna go to 2012. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. That was Brock Lesnar's comeback match, and till this day, that match stands out because how different it was. It didn't feel like your standard WWE match. It didn't even feel like your standard wrestling. It felt this is gritty. This is a fight. There's no when the match starts and Cena is split over the head just like that. It brought legitimacy. It's like, okay, you know, and then when Cena clocked on with that freaking chain, he flew in there and bam, I'm like, oh, Cena not kidding around. And I know till this day fans will always say, man, why do they have Brock come back? Why do they have him come back? You know what? Wait, was it no. Edge even said it. He said that that he did not feel that WWE really looked with Brock as a long-term thing for his. There's like if they really wanted to do when they build him up for Taker, they would have never had him lose to Cena. They would have never had him lose to Hunter. They would have had him win after win after win after win. And to be quite honest, I thought Taker was going to beat Brock because I thought it was going to be the case. Brock is going to beat Cena. He's going to beat Triple H. Then it led to Punk. He had those 3 matches with Hunter too. And to be quiet, no, only one was like a really decent match. And he had there. I'm like, that's not even Triple H's voice. You know, he had the match with Punk, which was great. Then he had that match with Big Show. Or match with Big Show
was better than the match.
And then, Gabi was like, that's how you build up a monster here. Gabi really liked the match. He really liked it. Then, it led up to Undertaker. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be, who's going to stop this unstoppable beast and leave it to Undertaker. But, no, Taker, bad match. So, yeah, but John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, Extreme 2012. To be quite honest, Extreme 2012 overall was one hell of a pay-per-view. That was a pay-per-view that people just like, gotta give WWE for that. Gotta give us WWE for that. Yeah, Extreme Rules 2012, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
thinking. Stream. Oh, man. I don't know. Man. There were a couple I just stick in my head. Ray had a match at Extreme.
Ray and his career has been at, I mean,
It's been at 2, right?
Extreme Rules 2009, Extreme Rules 2010, Extreme Rules 2011.
All right, 11. Who do you face in 11?
I mean, faced Cody Rhodes and a false convert.
Okay, that's the one. And
with me, in terms of Ray, I think his best Extreme match was 2009. Ray faced Jericho.
That's what I'm talking.
And he got his mask.
That's the one. There we go.
Was shocking.
There we go. That's the one I'm thinking about. There we go. Rey Mysterio versus Jericho, 2009 Extreme Rules. You could see one thing I love about Jericho and Ray when they perform. You could clearly see it's just a lot of trust, and nothing is off the fly with them. It's like they're so in sync with each other, you know, and it worked. And this is at a time where, you know, Jericho's on his new high of, like, you know, he's using them big vocabulary words, you know, you sycophants, and Rey Mysterio, you're a coward. You're hiding behind that mask. And
there's Jay Flow.
Hey, Jay, you know, you're hiding behind the mask and things like that. And, you know, they had a match, and the match was great. And all of a sudden, I think it was Ray tried to go for the 619. Yeah, and this Jericho does the unthinkable by he just
you know, he just 619 just whoop, and it's like, whoa,
he just ripped the mask
right, and I'm like, oh shoot, his mask is on.
Right, so
and
Ray
Jericho schoolboys on 1 2 3. I'm like, oh
yeah,
shoot,
like whoa.
Like, whoa, they actually did that.
It was almost like, literally, I felt like that was Ray and Jericho saying, trust me, it'll work, but you know what to do.
No, I think it was more of a case of, you know, Jericho and Ray just saying, we know what we can, we are a way we can get this over, you know, really over the fence, make this more than what it could, what it's seeming to be.
Yeah.
That, you know, we know a way to really shock the people and make it great, because it's like, okay, what's something that not a fan is really going to expect? They're not going to really expect Ray getting his mask taken off. Yeah, it happened in WCW, but it's like, yeah, but but it hasn't happened in WWE.
Right, and then the thing also is like just how quickly it came off. He just went, and then it was just like Ray just covering his face, and then they would keep going with that, and he trying to rip it off again.
Then it led to a phenomenal match at the Bash, where it was the IC title for Ray's mask.
Yeah,
and Jericho tried to take the mask again, but this time Ray had another mask.
It's called the Batman. Yeah, another mask.
Ray pulled out the win. So yeah, that.
And you remember the build-ups and all that. And then this band grabbed Ray.
But that was for the Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
And then
Ray did it.
And then I believe it was, I'm trying to remember, it was for the Bash or the same Extreme Rules. Then Ray pulled off something where you got all these guys looking like Rey Mysterio, and I mean, they look just like Ray. And then Ray, so then one of them is really Ray, and he attacks Jericho for a little bit, and jumps back in. And I'm like,
hey, one of those guys over there.
One thing about that feud with the mask and everything, you know, the cleverness of that feud, you know, they had elements of that were not the norm of a feud. You know, they did some very clever. I got very clever, and that's what you like in a feud, when you did just something that are done. You're like, oh, you know, I've never seen that before. You know, that really went well with the story they was trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, Rey Mysterio, Jericho, Extreme Rules 2009. Yeah, that was a really good match. Another Extreme Rules match. Let's see, no, not 2009, 2010. No, not 2010, 2011. No, I might go back to that. Just 2012 was very good. So I might go back 2000. No, what? Second thought, I'll go to. What was 2000? What was 2013? 2013. That was good. Cena. Cena goes in 2013. I'm trying to remember. 2013. Oh, that was with Brock Lesnar and Triple H in the cage match, and also, damn, who is Triple H? Who is Cena? The Cena was champ because he had just beaten The Rock for the title. And I still think that there should have been a rematch for that match. Because it'll be once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime, my ass.
Man. Oh, now I remember who Cena wrestled at Extreme Rules out there. He wrestled Ryback. So now I remember the Ryback, the last man standing match. But no, that's not. So yeah, 2014, Shield versus Evolution.
Oh yeah,
man,
yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
The so-called evolution.
Yeah, so-called evolution. Yeah, where there's no future in that group. It's past, and present, soon to be past, and being the present, soon to be past. There's nobody future in that. But no, now he was red. Okay. He just wore red, but he kept tagging in out because he kept getting tired so quickly. He wasn't doing the tagging out because tag team 101. No, he come in, do a little. I'm like,
and this coming for the guy. No respect, Miss but it was like you talking about. I worked on my stamina. I got better. That's why I slimmed down and stuff. I didn't see any of that.
I didn't see. I still saw you still saw him with that zoned out face. The man, I wish that Holly never got taken down. Using Guns N' Roses, Chinese right. You had to figure it out for yourself. It's like, look at this guy. He's all exhausted. But no, Evolution versus the Shield. That was a good match. And some moments like Rollins jumping off of the balcony onto Triple H and Randy Orton, and then. But the funny thing was about the Shield versus Evolution, the second match, when they had the elimination style. If you would have told me that the Shield was going to sweep Evolution, no, they swept them both. Because even the first match, it wasn't elimination, but wow, in the series they swept Evolution. That really put the Shield over the top. Like, oh shoot, man, they just swept. They beat Evolution one pay-per-view. Then the second, which is elimination. None of the members get eliminated, so they sweep them within one match and then sweep them in the entire series. And then the next night, Rollins turns on them. That's why I was like, "What?" It's like, wow! At the peak of the Shield momentum, that's when it happened.
As you do, watch a minute,
Yeah. So the Shield versus Evolution last year. Maybe this Extreme Rules will have some, but be quiet. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This Extreme Rules, for some reason, because how quick it's come across almost like a throwaway pay-per-view. There's some matches that I want to see how Cena and Rusev, if they can really get the chain match, which hasn't been seen in WWE in a while. They say this is the first. Televised. They say this is the first televised Russian chain. Like, it's just a chain match. The last chain match you guys had, I recall, was Triple H and Kane at Judgment Day 2001. That was the first chain match I ever saw, and that was a pretty good chain match. But it ended up go by the original rules of got hit all four corners in succession. I had taking an offensive maneuver. So I want to see how Rusev and Cena pull that off. You gotta It's not matching Extreme Rules
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm about to go with just a funny one for me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just go with a funny one because I just wanted to see him get trampled. Didn't Miz and Cena wrestle at Extreme Rules?
No. Well, they did, but it was with John Morrison in the cage match.
No, it was the one where he tackled him. Finally, he had the match with Johnny Cena, like literally squashed him. That was.
That wasn't Extreme Rules.
No, that's what I asked him.
Yeah, that was at the Bash.
The Bash. Okay,
Oh,
yeah. That was the Bash. Okay. I can't think of anyone right now.
I'm gonna go with a funny one, then I'm gonna go with Alcocer. A funny match in the Extreme Rules, or one night stands like Extreme Rules. Chronology that's always fun to me. It's the second match of One Night Stand Extreme Rules 2007. It's a 6-man tables match featuring the New Breed making up of Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon, and Matt Striker going against CM Punk, Tommy Dreamer, and the Sandman. Now, it's not like this match is full with bodies. To be quite honest, it's not. It's just the rate of action, the rate that the speed of all this action, everything going, and the stuff that happened is just funny. Like we got you got Sandman at the end. No, you got Sandman. He's going to try to do his Heineken Rana on Matt Striker, and he gets thrown off. But when he gets thrown off, this guy Joey's down. Oh no! And he's like, oh! And then you got in the end when Marcus Corvon or Monty Brown, the alpha male. I guess he's gonna go for a Vader bomb. He's gonna put CM Punk through the table with a Vader bomb. But Sandman stops with a kendo stick and he keeps whacking him. And then Matt Striker and then just don't. It's like, oh, it's like, yo, what more can happen to the Sandman? Then you got when Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman was going to suplex Striker through the table on the floor, and Elijah Burke near the table, but still Matt Striker gets the suplex. It's like yo, and then you got when the Matt Striker is still all hurt, and you got Elijah Burke and the Striker. Just get the table. Just get the table. And it's like Matt Striker is still hurt because you hear him. What? Like, oh no, Elijah. And then you got after Matt Striker pushed Sandman out the ring. You know, with the oh no, Tommy Drew tries at Matt Striker. Matt Striker gives an elbow. There's this big smack. So here comes Joey out. Ooh, and then Dreamer hits the sky high and Chad yow. And it's like yo, it's not making me laugh. So no, and then when the ending happens, and because the ending came, Elijah Burke is on the table. And CM Punk suplexes Matt Striker through that same table. But when he lands, his feet get bent. And then he lands like ass first on Elijah Burke. And then you got CM Punk music playing, you know. Yeah, you see him. So it's going, yeah, and they say, you know, when you got later on CM Punk, Tommy
Dreamer.
No, later on, in his music, you hear, never wanted to be out there, to be cast aside, and you just got Matt Striker. Ow! It's like he's really looking for compassion, and I'm like. Ow. Oh, and then when Sandman's trying, because Sandman's so busted up, he comes in. He's like, and then he falls over, and it's like, yo. I mean, yo, that match, yo, that match is just funny. Hey, sin is sin,
Oh
sin.
man, that did happen at Extreme Rules.
That was at
That was-
one night stand.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yo, that match.
Oh man.
That match is just funny. That match is just funny. That was 2000. That was one night stand. Extreme Rule 2000. That's when Extreme Rule became like the subtitle, like the subtitle, the caption. But man, that match is just funny. But actually, a pretty serious match. And I'm surprised Chris didn't think of it. Maybe forgot I was at Extreme Rule.
Yeah, I'm trying.
At one night Extreme Rule was the match happened before that match, which kicked off the show, which was Randy Orton and RVD.
Oh yeah,
match.
there we go. That was a good match.
Basically, what led up to this match was at Judgment Day, Randy Orton pushed Shawn Michaels out of convention. So RVD took offense to that. And they had a match on Raw, and when RVD went to the top, he got drop kicked off, and he landed head first on the barricade. And even RVD says, I just went with that because I was heading out. Because I'm thinking, I've been dropped away so many times, I never had a concussion. So then RVD, he gets a concussion that match. And he just blank stared. And it's like,
remember, didn't he come back out again and he got hit
later on?
He got hit and then
don't forget. Then in that same match, Randy Orton, he does his no punk DDT, and then the referee, the referee stopped the match because RVD was just unresponsive. Yeah, he was unresponsive. Then RVD took one of the meanest looking argument because RVD, he got on his neck. I'm like, oh my gosh, Rob. So then this was kind of the start. This was kind of
the punt.
It was the start of it was the start of the punt because he did know what he did punt Shawn Michaels. This was kind of the beginning of the cold Randy Orton we got now. This was the start of it. Randy Orton was no longer the brash, arrogant, almost like pretty boy,
punk kid.
No, this was the kind of start. Yeah, him becoming remorseless and he's cold and he's like almost like an Iceman. Then Orton at ECW, because Tommy Dreamer took exception to what happened with Rob and his friend, he punts Tommy Dreamer twice.
Yeah.
And then Rob comes to the rescue and just one punch. And
he was just.
And it's like, oh my God.
Yo, lights are out. Somebody just.
So then comes and rolls into one night stand. Cause one night stand Extreme Rules had a short build-up. It was on June 1st. So and right before that was Judgment Day. So they only had like 2 weeks to build up for
right.
2007.
Yeah,
2007. One night stand. Yeah, it only had like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was only like 2 weeks.
It only had 2 weeks to build.
But
so then the match comes.
Oh, thunder's coming.
The match comes. It's Randy Orton versus kicks on Randy Orton and RVD. Randy Orton comes out first. And this is the first time I can remember.
Even me.
Yeah.
Even me. Somebody who's watched RVD's career.
Something that stood out from that match was the minute RVD came out, this guy looked serious.
He looked dead
came
serious.
Out, walking like this. He looks focused.
He wasn't like, he was carefree and stuff like it. He's carefree and he was just.
He didn't do any of that.
His thing. Here I see. He just walking out.
Then the match comes.
Gets
they
in the
stand
ring,
face to face.
He's just like,
you, baby, you, and try to take care of everything with me.
Yeah.
You, damn, wow, and it's like, and even Orton's reaction like, what the hell? And it's like, oh, what happened? And RVD, man, he's kicking the hell out of, and literally kicking the hell out of RVD. Out of Randy Orton.
There was some spots in there you just like, even just listen to King is like, why is he doing this? Is like he flipped over. He tried to flip over and
you got Rob You got Rob. He put Randy Orton on the stretcher outside the ring.
Tried to do a seated.
Yeah, he tried to do a rope flip.
Yeah.
You know, he tried to do a slingshot senton, and he didn't even land on the freaking stretcher. His legs are stripped, everything almost splat on the ground. Like, oh. And then he goes, "Yeah, come freaking Orton."
Yeah. I love that. Yeah,
Like, he's done for it.
Yeah, that was what he just kept looking at it. Then he just gave this look like, yeah, I got him. And then
he puts RVD on the stretcher, and they
Roll
got that white line. Next thing you know, RVD starts to fight back, and Orton's fighting, going back, Brick saying no. Wow, kick right in the head. Orton falls on the stretcher, pushes, and RVD wins.
Wait. What was the stretcher match when they tried to move? Wasn't that with Jericho? He tried to move and the stretcher fell over because he got tied in that rope.
No, that was it was in that same year at Cyber Sunday,
yeah,
Rey Mysterio versus Finley.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the finish. You could tell it was supposed to be the finish. And Rey going suplex saying no. It's like, no. Because the camera line hooked it.
But going back to RVD.
Rob wins.
Yeah, Rob wins.
And
then you just see Orton just walking up to the ring. He's literally slithering, but slowly up there. And it's funny because all you see is the back of Orton's head, and he's just.
No.
Come on, Ray. Shut it.
And then he gets on the apron. He's on the apron while Rob head is next to the ring, and then and next thing you know, it's RVD's face. He's like, it's almost like, ooh. It's like, ooh. It's like, ooh. And then he goes, and then he falls into and a fan actually has to catch the fin. You see the and he
looked like something out of. He looked like some out of old Street Fighter. He was like, ooh, like, ooh.
And then, and then Randy, he goes back in the crowd and he hangs him over the barricade and he does a DDT and next thing you know, and this is where JR just makes it funny because I wasn't laughing that already got DDT straight on his head. I was like, oh, but RVD, but JR, come on, Ray, that's not on the floor. Hey.
He's like, come on, Randy. That's not. I'm like, come on, Randy.
That's on the.
And you hit King. That's on the floor. And then he did it again. And then watch this guy.
They showed a replay. They showed a replay of when first you got Orton.
First you see Orton like.
And you see Orton when he does the punt when he's on the apron. You got JR right there. They say no. They showed you together.
It's like yeah. We're supposed to be feeling sorry for RVD. But JR was making it too funny. I couldn't stop laughing at it.
It made it also worse.
Yeah.
That there was these two women going back and forth. One was a ringer and pick. You got one. Stay down.
Yeah,
he's telling RV to stay down. Then get up.
Yeah,
stay down. I'm thinking,
make up your minds.
But yeah, but man, that match was a good match. But the aftermath, which at first was the original way. Was the original way to write RVD off.
Yeah,
that was like RVD's exit.
Man. Laugh so hard, my head's hurting, man.
Oh my God, that's freaking funny.
That's funny. Oh man. Let me see. Man, I can't think of any more from Extreme Rules. I'm trying to think of a women's match.
Extreme Rules has not been
kindly
really trying to. Okay, let's see. You had. At 2007. No, wait a minute.
Wasn't there a good?
Let me take that back.
Wasn't there a good tables match or something?
No, the tables match was at TLC with the women.
Oh, okay.
The best women's match at Extreme Rules. or in Extreme Rules history was One Night Stand Extreme Rules 2008. And it wasn't even for the title. It wasn't even for the title. Because a year prior that you had Candice Michelle Molina and a pudding match. That's some real fan service.
That's for pervs.
But 2008, One Night Stand Extreme Rules. You had Melina, Beth Phoenix, and an I Quit match. Now, was it the brutal I Quit matches like John Cena, JBL, The Rock, Mankind, those type of no. It was kind of more, a battle of attrition, you know. But man, they gave those women, and that was the first time we saw that glam slam stretch. And when she bet Melina, I'm really like, yo, stop her. She's going to break Melina in half. And Melina had no choice but to say, I quit. But the time they gave the women for that match and the things they did in that match was flat out, that's the best match, women's match to ever take place in the Extreme Rules chronology. That was awesome. And even though, I gotta say, those fans and that match was jerk, chanting that Beth when she showed her power. And you're a man. I'm like, because she shows a little bit of strength.
She's a man.
That makes her a man. Yeah, I'm like, okay, kiss my ass. I'm like, we do Brock Lesnar. Matter. Nervous.
Don't like strong women.
But you know what? Luckily, that you would never really hear those chants again from Beth because she became like a real favorite. And I miss the Grammys on myself. So that's not even arguing. That is the best match to take place at Extreme Rules for the women.
Oh, I know. I'll say it at the end before we go off. But there's some, with this Extreme Rules coming up, because I guess I know a lot of people are probably asking what's our thoughts about this Extreme Rules and things like that. The matches look all right. Some of them do look pretty rushed, in my opinion.
I have no doubt that Sheamus and Ziggler is going to be a good match.
That one.
It's just that stipulation.
That comes out of nowhere because what does kissing a man's butt got to do with Extreme Rules? And let's face it, they're literally saying it. No disrespect to any, the Irish out there. They're saying it. The arse. They're saying kiss my arse match. It's not ass.
Yeah, it's even spelled arse.
Yeah, so first of all, I think people, because I forgot to answer this earlier because people have been asking me about it. Is like, so what do you think of Sheamus now? And I'm like, look, I've said it before. I like what Sheamus is doing now. I thought necessarily he needed, excuse me, an overhaul. He needed something more than what he was before. I'm glad they turned him heel again. This was long overdue. I think some people were getting tired of him being stale as a face in terms of, and not even like the second best face. He was kind of.
Well, at one point he was like
third string,
like third A.
Third A, yeah.
I mean, I guess you because at one point when he became World Heavyweight Champion in 2012. You can put like the top three faces or top four faces were Cena, Punk, or in Sheamus, even though Sheamus was world champion. So because if you want to go because he's world champion, so him and Punk were the top champions. But then after his World Heavyweight Championship, after his feud with Big Show ended, he kind of went back to like upper mid card.
Yeah, so him coming back after his injury, you see him come out and like I said, I was like, first of all, I dug the new look. I dug the mohawk look. And he's got that old school 80s mohawk. Like you see a lot of those punk rockers had, you know, that Finn-like one.
You look stupid.
And he's got the twisted beard, and you know the fans hearing you look stupid. I'm like, this is great from it. And that theme alone was just
sure
like
they're saying that. Because he's now a heel.
But the theme alone truly sold me. I was like, yeah, this is something he needed, because it would have been weird him still coming out that it's that shameful thing. And I'm like, yeah, he started with that, but this was much like more.
Right, he has a whole new look. So it's be like, okay,
exactly,
because he has a whole new look. How about you have a new theme?
A new theme. It fits that Celtic background and heritage
what else
of
I
it.
like about it?
Yeah,
because let's face it, in the past when you did WWE, mostly every theme has lyrics. This has no lyrics.
This has no lyrics. That's why I
lyrics.
like it, and I listen to it countlessly. I could just sit there and listen, and I like it. Builds up. It starts like very slow, but you see the tempo get boom, 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 and then that comes with that.
I'm thinking we're seeing a resurgence of non-lyrical things, because let's face it, you look at mostly NXT's things. I like Finn Balor's. I like Kevin Owens. I like even Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's my ringtone on my phone.
I like Charlotte. They don't have they don't have lyrics. You look at Seth Rollins. No, they doesn't have lyrics. Dean Ambrose, one of my favorite things, that doesn't have lyrics. Luke Harper's don't have lyrics. Rollins and that's like my thinking music. That doesn't have lyrics. The Shield don't have lyrics. If you want to count the Delta, but after that, there's no words. But now it's Reigns' theme, so it definitely has no lyrics. So yeah. Most of these themes, most of the current themes now, they don't have lyrics.
And with the match,
Brian, no lyrics.
Now, who else we have at screen? We have Brian and Mr. Barrett, which
really hasn't had Bill.
Train again. Anyway,
I don't even think we're going to cast. Yeah, we keep going. If you really look at it, besides when Barrett bullhammered him when Sheamus had his first match back, that's really the only build he's had.
Yeah,
I mean, my friend Lloyd even said, if W had not said it on their website, you wouldn't even know, or they would have said it on SmackDown. You wouldn't even know that this match is going to take place Extreme Rules.
I look at this match and
you didn't see any build up for it tonight, did you?
I look at it and I say to myself, like, that Brian, keep it, because as far as I'm concerned, they do this every time with Barrett, and it's creative wise. I'm like, y'all could really build something around this guy, but you do this every time. He gets injured, he comes back unannounced, he wins the secondary title, whichever one it is. Most of the time, it's always Intercontinental title. And then he loses it, and then we don't see him anymore. And then wasn't there a rumor you just heard me saying that he might be retiring?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow. Like, to me, I've always said this, and I totally agree with what Barrett said. He's always said in interviews, especially when he's on like IGN and stuff like that, he says he's always striving to be the first of British born to win the heavyweight title in WWE history. I want to see that, and I thought he would have been the first to do it if they'd have built.
If not Regal, then him.
If not Regal, then him.
Regal
still think
Regal at least should have just had a run.
I still say to this day, Regal should have had at least one run.
It didn't even have to be the long.
Didn't have to be long, but at least he would have had a run with it. And because I like seeing champions they're not just American, okay? Let's just put it like that. And they do WWE does this every time with
no, that's what they do it back.
Yeah.
He comes back.
He gets injured out of the blue. Most of the time,
yeah. Now in 2012,
yeah. Well, some of them we've seen. It was just like, whoa, he was injured.
2012. You can already tell he was hurt. That's when he just came. That's when everybody was banged up from the Elimination Chamber, and he already had his hurt arm. But because he gets injured, okay, that's not part of creative.
No,
he comes back. They have him come back. They'll win the Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental, always Intercontinental
Championship. No, then he'll lose non-title match.
After non-title match.
After non-title
and
match.
then when
when the title's on line,
the pay-per-view he'll win almost dominantly.
No, sometimes, he'll win it convincingly, but then goes back to square. Non-title match lost.
Yeah.
Non-title match lost. Non-title match lost. Non-title match lost. Non-title match lost. Then one of those losses leads to a title match. He wins that. Blah blah blah. Finally loses. And then some past times he gets hurt, comes back, wins the Intercontinental. And now in this case, wins the Intercontinental Championship. Look, the first match against Sin Cara loses. Then then he loses to Ambrose and everybody, and then he gets Ambrose disqualified, and then this time he gets his belt taken, and then he looks like Mr. Incompetent. He can't even get the belt back.
Yeah.
When it's right in front of his face, he can't get
that
it back.
Right there was some people. I heard some guys were telling me, especially guys that follow me on Twitter, they were like, "Yeah, I thought that was funny," and I was like, "Yeah," but it makes him look like incompetent. It makes him look like here's a guy who's champion, but he can't keep hold of his own property.
He came in. It's like okay, one thing that was like okay, it was I like what Lloyd said. Basically, everybody that match became a heel because everybody was stealing.
Yeah, just stealing.
It's like
okay,
it started off with Amber, then R-Truth gets involved. Then it's like okay, and it's like
then Dirty Beard.
And it's like Barrett.
There's more bloody title.
You can't.
Give more bloody title.
Oh man.
Then he wants to showcase his stuff by co-cocking people. It was like the damage was done. Damage was done.
It was to the point where, and the damage was done to the point where I said, if he won that match at WrestleMania, then it would have made all those people look bad. I was like, man, you couldn't beat the guy who you guys were taking a belt from. You couldn't beat Mr. Incompetent. But then if he lost what you did, then it's like, yeah, what a suck ass champ.
Yeah, what a suck ass champ.
Like he couldn't get his belt back, and he finally does. He loses it.
So yeah, with that match, I
think they always do the Barrett. It's like they give them, and then they pull the rug.
They pull the rug on, like and he falls, and then it's just like with this match, I'm like, my guess Brian's gonna win. Fine, all right.
This is what I would do. I see it as kind of like a path. Like they're interconnected. They connect. Sheamus beats Ziggler, but he maybe doesn't get the kiss my ass. Maybe Ziggler, the hell with that. I'm not doing. But this thing with Ziggler is to lead to Bryan. I think that's what's the case with Sheamus. It's going to somehow lead to him getting an Intercontinental Championship match against Bryan. And I bet I'm just saying it'd be pretty cool if WWE does, as Sheamus say, I've already taken a title away from you in record time. I'm going to do it again. Okay, bring WrestleMania 28 back up. But this time to get heat.
Keep going.
But this time to get heel heat, like, yeah, I've already taken, Danny Boy, in like record time. I can do it again. So,
and then you got the John Cena match kind of talked about already. Still see Cena holding the title. We got the tag titles. you know, like yeah. All right, I understand that.
You got heels.
Yeah.
No, you got heels against faces that are in transition to being
Yeah,
heels.
it's this is where the point where I'm like, they might add another team to this match.
Maybe on SmackDown, you know, they might see the finish like, you know what, we should get Lucha.
Yeah,
We messed up on SmackDown because that finish. They do a Lucha Drag versus New Day again with the New Day having to retain, they have to try to retain their shot.
Yeah.
And Lucha Dragons beat them.
I mean, some people say, hey, but the Lucha Dragons just came in, so they already get a shot at the time. You know, as of right now,
they're the only face.
They're the only face. Yeah,
because the Usos, because Jey Uso is going to be out for 6 months.
Jey is hurt,
and I don't know if W's going to try to do a singles run with Jimmy while he's gone.
Yeah, and you know, and then you got,
but they're heels.
They're heels. So and I don't know what the Los Matadors are what they are now. At one point, it looked like they were going heel,
right?
And so yeah, I still think that they're gonna flip something because there's no way they was gonna look at this and be like, yeah, because they did that stuff before where they had all heels in a match. That was a triple threat match.
Oh, you mean SummerSlam 7 when they had Umaga,
Kennedy,
and Carlito. And I'm saying to myself,
3 heels.
I'm saying to myself, even though they tried to do a short little face from Umaga, but at the time it's like, you really haven't gotten him over as a face. So I'm thinking, yo, why don't you just add Jeff in there? Yeah. At least have one face, and it's Jeff Hardy. People are gonna root for Jeff. But in this case, it's like, but this is gonna be the case. Even though it's heel versus, I guess, soon to be heel, Kid are going to be cheered.
Yeah.
And wait a minute. And remember where this Extreme is going to be taking place?
Chicago.
Smart Central.
Yeah, Smart Central.
Smart Central.
Yeah, Smart Central.
So you're going to be hearing, so you're going to be surprised you hear a lot of heels. Well, I don't know, because with Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose, they might cheer for both. And that's a good segue because
okay, there's another one.
That's not just a street fight. A Chicago street fight.
The only problem is, like, I think they teased it too much, especially tonight,
But they didn't give it away.
Yeah, they didn't give it away.
No, good to tease. Don't give it away, though.
Just don't give it away.
Good to tease that all their matches were basically regular matches, and now you built up to, okay, we really can't settle their score in a regular match. Okay, street fight.
Is there a women's match?
Even though I feel that, to be quite honest, in the long run, and at the end, I don't see this really doing anything for either one. I kind of see this as an aimless feud, unfortunately. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something does come out of it, but for right now, I don't know what W with Ambrose. I'm surprised that he, is not at least.
He's not winning.
He's not winning. I hope Ambrose wins.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Ambrose because he needs
a pay-per-view.
He is not winning. He is. How many pay-per-views he's been at? And I'm talking solo-wise.
Since being solo.
Yes.
Since the Shield's broken up.
Yeah, since the Shield
has ended, he's been at.
I know at least 6, right?
Well, let's see. He was supposed to have a match for Rollins in Battleground, but they did where Rollins won by 4, but that still comes wherever you are. So, yeah, Battleground, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, TLC, Royal Rumble, Fastlane, and now WrestleMania. So 9 pay-per-views, and not one of those 9. He's won.
He's 0 for 9.
He's 0 for 9. He's 0 for 9. He had 0 wins.
So
I know what would, okay, but he didn't get pinned in the Rumble. He didn't get pinned in the ladder match. But he didn't win either. So he's still 0 out of 9 pay-per-views. 0.
And let me see who else. Then Okay.
But you asked a good question.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be women? Like,
yeah, is it gonna be a women's?
Did Naomi with that win finally prove to whoever, if it's freaking Steph,
the powers that
be, that New York got its smart. It's got its smart people. New York, mostly the East Coast. New York, New York, Philly, and Chicago. Can I count Detroit? Not that much, but those three cities
are kind of the hardest to really get over.
Those are smart cities. Those are those three crowds that are gonna let you have it. If they don't like you, they are gonna tell you.
New Yorkers, like, if we don't like you, we'll tell you. Like, it's true what Steve Austin said. You can get over in the Garden, most famous arena ever. You can get over anywhere, but it's very hard to get over in those three cities that Michael just said. Very hard.
Well, like, it's also hard to get over if you don't have a good gimmick.
Yeah, that's
if you don't got a good personality, that crowd don't care about it.
So with that being, let me see. Okay, and then we don't know if there's gonna be a women's match. And tonight, I'm not the biggest Cole fan, but
I love how he puts Nikki in her place.
As of right now, ever since Nikki has been champ, I love how he's been putting Nikki in her place. Like, you know, she's going on, but they're not champ. I've beaten them, and they've beaten you. And you can say she's got all the athletics, but I'm holding the title.
No.
What did she say again?
This is Bella Logic.
Yeah.
Booker was like, she's the most athletic, diva in the roster, and then there comes Nikki. But she's it's not like she hasn't. She hasn't been. The difference between me and that she hasn't been huge, and it's not like she hasn't had the opportunity to be. And so I guess she's not the most athletic. I'm thinking, what does not winning the belt have to do with the book? That's like, for instance, if somebody said he's the quickest, he or she's the quickest wrestler. Oh well, they've had opportunity to win. I guess they haven't. I guess that means they're not that quick.
Yeah,
Bella logic equals dumb logic.
Yeah, Bella logic equals dumb logic. But besides that, okay, we got the Roman and Big Show match.
Hopefully for the last.
Hopefully, yeah. God, please, for the last time. Because as much as I will agree, Roman is getting better on the mic. It's getting better, and he needs a feud now that is going to showcase his skills better. And Big Show,
but I don't think he's gonna be able to showcase.
Yeah, with Big Show is not that guy. No disrespect, Mr. White, but look. I'm not gonna go on and say please retire.
Yeah,
that's a little overboard. But I will say maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that maybe you cut back a little bit in terms of ring time. Cut back. I'm not. Maybe even go a little part time. I don't know. It's just it's to the point now. It's just like you're getting slower.
You remember his mission is.
Yeah, and that's why
his mission is to make sure that Roman Reigns is the biggest. So like I said, he doesn't have a problem with Roman Reigns. He has an obsession.
Yeah, he has a damn obsession. And I would love to see somebody call his big ass out on it too. Like, you're obsessed with this man.
So I was like, even if you win, if Roman Reigns was to get a world champion shot, here comes Big Show.
It's like you just you want to come up. You see what I did to him?
He disrespected.
Well,
maybe he would never do that if you didn't interfere in his match.
So that match, I'm hoping Roman wins. And God, please don't let this go on.
No. I hope it's not. No, if he wins, it's not by duct tape.
Yeah,
I hope he convincingly knocks out Big Show for a 10 count.
Like,
and also most our Big Show was a 10 count, because if it's not that, somebody flips the announcement table on top.
You know, it'd be kind of cool, because I've been thinking about it ever since lately. Roman hit Show like with the 2-man punch like a couple of times. This is my finish. I was thinking about
he takes off the glove.
and show can continually kind of get up in a sense, and then instead of going for the spear, in a sense, yeah, a little bit, Roman takes the glove off and pulls a little bit of Daredevil, what he did to the Kingpin. Wow.
Maybe there's a Superman.
Yeah.
Big Show's on his knees.
Yeah,
he goes up top. Then
dude, like, yeah, but I'm
Superman put in the back of the head.
Yeah, but yeah, please, I'm looking just Roman to win this.
Oh,
as for
then the
main event, I think it's going to be good, but I don't see Orton taking the belt. I somehow see
we got we got the Kane factor.
Is he still in there or is he not?
I think he's still on B.
Yeah, well, I see Orton not winning.
So you see him getting beat by that move that Orton
not that. No way. No way. I'm telling you right now, because that move does not impress me. That looks like just some sort of offensive move. Yeah, and that's it.
However, I think that the RKO being banned, that should play into effect in the finish, because when it was Shawn Michaels switching music being banned, that did play a part in the finish where Shawn went for the switching, but he stopped because he realized that it cost him. So I think that should play. However,
don't you think that makes Orton a little bit more dangerous though too? It's like a full circle.
But then again, was he going to try to beat Rollins with? He got the punt.
Got the punt.
But or he doesn't just run at you. He's always like to set up and send 8 charges. Or heck, maybe.
Or overtry.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we're going to go back and go. I can see it now.
Can he still do that? Can he still do that?
I know he's going to make try his crossbody.
Oh, his crossbody. Yeah.
But here's something that I think is going to be answered at Extreme Rules. No, I can't even say maybe. We're going to find out just who in the hell Bray Wyatt is talking to.
And some of our money is on Orton.
You got 2 people. Is it Orton or is it Reigns?
Yeah.
Is it Orton or is it Reigns?
Tonight he said something that kind of caught my your big muscles, and I'm like, now you going to Ryback now?
What did
Ryback do? Once again, it's like he is nothing but that.
However, here's something else he said.
Right.
Fear motivates you.
Right.
So that one's that's like the saying that sticks out. Fear motivates. He someone said fear motivates you. He says fear motivates you. Your fear is it's not of success. It's something about you fear to fail or something. So yeah. Something about that. Yeah, your biggest fear is failure.
Yeah, but when he started talking about muscles, and I'm like,
you're talking about Reigns.
But he said all your big muscles. I'm like, Ryback, like now who you talking about?
But when he said that, your big is if you have a fear of failing, I think it is Reigns, because when he said it, Reigns just came off of losing that Mania.
Right.
So he could be talking about, but then when he turned around with his best, and it had a snake on it, I'm thinking, is he talking about Orton now? So I don't know who the hell Ray is talking to, because this is Mr. Cryptic.
Yeah, Mr. Cryptic.
But I think at Extreme Rules this Sunday, we are going to get the payoff of just who in there hell he is talking to.
And then also proves Jake the Snake's point once more.
So if it's Orton, he is going to be in that cage. Yeah, and then the lights going to go out. Yeah,
steam.
And it's like, see, it's supposed to bar everybody out. But yet somebody still gets in. Like Jake just saying, what's the point of a steel cage match if you're always going to go against the actual theme of it?
But other than that, guys, this was fun, but I did want to give a little of maybe what Might be a little topic for next time. Who do you think could maybe have another? Who you think still has maybe one good run left in them?
Well, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Next week we give our thoughts on the pay-per-view.
No,
So yeah.
well, no, not just that.
Huh?
No, it's gonna be the last, and we didn't do it this month. So we got promise. No, Nathan. No, it was his idea. The retro.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so the next wrestling corner will be no, going back in time. Be a wrestling corner retro. But still we're still gonna give out our thoughts on Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
So but still the main theme is going to be, so it's not gonna be the Bennett Bros Wrestling Corner. No, it's gonna be Wrestling Corner retro.
Daily Mays.
Daily May retro jerseys. Retro jerseys.
Yes, Thor's in the house.
WCW Thunder.
No, Thor's battling somebody out there. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Whoever was here watching us, we appreciate it a lot. But other than that, fellow wrestling fans, we will see you guys next time. Same corner channel, same corner time.
Yeah, and hopefully, by next Monday, our respective teams, the Rangers and the Bulls, will have advanced to the next round.
Yeah, because Bulls won tonight, baby.
And so did the Rangers.
Yeah, that's right. But other than that, guys, y'all take care.